wishy-washy. You go with the flow. You're completely ignoring the overwhelming truth of binge-eating pass-out club. Yeah. A Jiro virgin reads up online. Bucho says so. I agree suddenly, puts on a straight face and goes, let us return to first. Hope's gonna talk about this try-hard buzzword called first principles thinking. Bottom line up front. It's basically a theory that says you gotta doubt common sense and become a complete brain-dead goober for a sec. For you impatient bros going too long didn't read, I'll lay out today's agenda before we get into the meat of it. Let's get things straight. Chapter 1. Try-hards using weird buzzwords again. Chapter 2. Elon Musk, LARPing, and the limits of thinking by analogy. Chapter 3. The courage to go zero-based and act brain-dead. Chapter 4. Being a contrarian to common sense is your strongest weapon. We're rolling with these 4. This is gonna be on the test, lads. Alright, let's jump right in. Chapter 1. Try-hards using weird buzzwords again. The other day, I was on the packed commuter train, the man in Densha. It was absolute hell, squished tight, can't breathe, and the old dude next to me reeked of old man sweat. Then I look over, and this salaryman in a crisp suit ain't doom scrolling on his phone. Nah, he's expertly holding open a thick physical business book with one hand. I'm thinking, anyone reading a physical book on a packed train is a total degenerate. But I got curious and peeked at the spine. It said in huge letters, change the world with first principles thinking. Oof, I see what's going on. Laughing my ass off. I'm dead inside. Lately, the number of normies using these pseudo-intellectual buzzwords and concepts is spiked. You guys got them at your company too, right? You know the type. The guy sucking up in meetings like, oh, if the Bucho says so. I agree suddenly, puts on a straight face and goes, let us return to first principles, trying to look like an absolute unit. What? You're the biggest bootlicker here. But what the hell even is a first principle? Originally, it's a legit physics and philosophy term coined by Aristotle. Now it's just a fashion accessory for try-hard salarymen. Aristotle is rolling in his grave. I swear. Well, to dumb it down for us degenerates, it means throwing all existing knowledge and common sense in the trash and logically rethinking things from the most basic ultimate truths that make them up. Huh? You're saying that's just mental gymnastics? Hold your horses. Keep your emotions out of this and listen. Moving on. Alright, Chapter 2. Elon Musk. LARPing and the limits of thinking by analogy. Why is this word suddenly getting hype? Because Elon Musk used this mindset when building rockets and made a killing. Normally, how do you build a rocket? You go to the space agency or a major manufacturer and say, yo, I want to go to Mars. Hook me up with one rocket. How much? And they reply, well, parts are expensive these days, so that'll be 5 billion yen a pop. A normal guy hears that and thinks, damn, rockets are that pricey? Well, it's for going to space, so it is what it is. And either pays up like a good boy, or gives up because they're broke. Thinking within this existing framework is called thinking by analogy. Basically, it's a pile of assumptions based on past successes and industry norm. Humans only see what they want to see, after all. But Elon was different. What the fuck? 5 billion? That's a scam? He raged. So what did he do? He broke the rocket down to its smallest components. What's a rocket made of? Aerospace grade, aluminum alloy, titanium, copper, carbon fiber. No. Then he calculated, how much does that raw material cost on the market? Turns out, it was only 2% of the rocket's price tag. Yikes. Talk about getting fleeced, right? The other 98% was just middlemen taking their cut and useless processes disguised as industry standards. Everyone was brainwashed into believing there was a legit reason for it. From there, he built his own factories, made everything from scratch, and drove the costs down to absolute rock bottom. That's the first principles thinking breakthrough. The conventions that big corporations have followed for decades are just buying the lazy comfort of turning your brain off. But lads, did doing that make you any money? Nope, you're broke. Me too. You clueless degenerates who don't know this are just gonna get milked for life. It might be counterintuitive, but this is reality. Now for the main event. Chapter 3. The courage to go zero-based and act brain dead. Well, rocket stuff might be too big brain for us to relate to. I'll dumb it down to middle school level with a more familiar example. Take the ramen Jiro ordering call, for instance. You lads love it, right? I know some of you are proud members of the binge-eating pass-out club. Yeah. A Jiro virgin reads up online, walks in trembling, and speedruns his order. Yasai, mashi mashi niniku, abura karame. The owner's looking at him like, huh? What happens next? He gets a wash basin-sized bowl with a mountain of veggies. Can't even finish half. Leaves crying and runs away going, I'm so sorry. You played yourself, buddy. That's just being a slave to information. A total NPC. Just because the try-hard veterans idolize Zenmashi, you go with the flow. You're completely ignoring the overwhelming truth of your own stomach capacity. If you use first principles, the ultimate truth is the amount of pork and noodles you can actually eat and enjoy. An absolute unit of a Jirorian works backward from that and decides, I'll go easy on the garlic and get one slice of pork today. Have the balls to doubt the rules made by some big shot or the peer pressure around you. Another example, cooking at home. You're probably fighting over half-price bentos at the supermarket or biking around to find bean sprouts that are 1 yen cheaper to save on food, right? But that's just a tiny optimization within the existing framework of eating. Think about it from first principles. What nutrients do I actually need to stay alive? Calories, protein, fats, carbs, and vitamins, right? So what's the cheapest, most efficient complete meal? Just protein powder, vitamin pills, and eggs. Cost like 100 yen a meal. Sure, some of you will cry about the joy of eating, but that's a different story. It's about tossing that common sense aside, going full brain dead for a sec, and running a simulation from scratch. If you can't do that, you'll be milked under other people's rules forever. Here's the climax. Chapter 4. Being a contrarian to common sense is your strongest weapon. Any bro listening who thought, isn't first principles thinking just an excuse for contrarian edgelords? In a way, you're right. Society's common sense is basically just the tyranny of the majority. It's peer pressure saying everyone does it or it's always been done this way. You lads doom pill on late night image boards whining? I'm in despair making 150k yen take home. Or I'm a kakanko so my life is over. But that's a guaranteed loss because you're playing by some fairy tale income ranking rules made up by someone else. That's just your headcanon, isn't it? Doubt the very premise of the normal life model someone else decided for you. Having a car, getting married, buying a house. The common sense chaining us down when you break it apart is just some ad agency's campaign or a copy-paste of our parents' outdated values. Like Valentine's chocolate or ehomaki, things you believe had a strong correlation are actually just delusions with no statistical significance or reproducibility. Source, just trust me, bro. The moment you realize that is when you're taken off the waiver wire of life. When you hit a huge wall, don't just Google someone else's solution right away. First, write down like 3 ultimate truths that make up the problem. Differentiate between what you can change and what you can't. Separate facts from opinions. While looking sideways at normies playing smart but shutting their brains off, let's go dumb for a bit and start from zero. Once you see that, all the tragic news in the world will look like an opportunity for you. But now you degenerates will forget all this by tomorrow. Get rocked on the Manindensha and brain-dead doomscroll on your phones again. Well, that's fine. Ain't my problem. But if you feel like you became an absolute unit even a little bit today, smash that subscribe and like button. A true Chad can make that decision in a split second, right? I'm counting on ya. So that's it? Alright, dismissed. At the end of the day, no matter how try-hard you get rethinking your life from first principles today, you can't change the fact you gotta wake up early and go to work tomorrow. Guaranteed 28-3, absolute destruction. Good luck slaving away tomorrow. Laughing my ass off, he's seething. Stay mad. Next time, explaining the historian's fallacy. 8 night.